So they spent 6 years telling you they could not raise a family in Britain. The Telegraph now has Harry and Meghan moving into a private house outside London, and the children start a British school in September. But before we start today's show, I need to play a video. I need to play a video for you, for the record, that I told you this was going to happen 1 year ago. I have bad news for you. That secret meeting between Meghan's people and the King's people is nothing more than laying the groundwork for a comeback to the UK. And when I say comeback, I mean live in the UK. The whole Montecito bunch, at least for some time. My question is, who is enabling him? Who is the principal, the main enabler of Harry doing this with you know which intentions? Because I said that here in the Royal Rogue, that the only thing that Meghan and Harry have left is to come back to the UK. Did I say it or not? Or didn't I say it?
I did.
So, King Charles has become the main enabler of Harry at the expense of everything. I think that Charles at this point, he has literally nothing to lose. I mean that he's doing whatever he wants. There you have it. I told you. I am what? How many videos ago? I'm Nostradamus, the Royal Nostradamus.
I am the Royal Nostradamus.
A record straight, and I have a record. Welcome back, my Royal Rogues. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue. Let's get down to it. So let's start with the boxes. And this is a school term. The Telegraph and the Sun put it on the record. BBC News understands it. ITV understands it. CNN understands it as well. And People magazine calls it an exclusive. Page 6 confirms an extended period. An Associated Press asked Harry at a veterans roundtable in Washington, and he gave them 3 words: nothing to say. So they leave the United States before August is out. They take a private house, not a palace, not Frogmore, of course, not a spare room at Buckingham Palace. The papers put it outside London. And King Charles apparently heard just this Sunday. I don't know, maybe you in the comments can have a different opinion about that. He did not hear it at Highgrove, even though he sat with the whole household there. Now, we are to believe that they had that reunion at Highgrove, and there was no word of Harry and Meghan coming back to the UK. Is that right? Okay, well, the palace says that he welcomes more of them in a private or personal capacity. Their status does not change. They are not working royals yet. But the late Queen's rule still stands. No half in, no half out. At least that we know. But Archie and Lily are enrolled for September. So that is the stamp that turns a rumor into a confirmation. Robert Hartman told the BBC that enrollment is the tale. The children are going to be raised at British, not as a California side project. Montecito. Maybe Montecito stays, Portugal stays, the jam shop still ships whatever it's shipping in America, and Express says that she keeps working as ever from Britain. That is easy because basically Meghan is not working as ever, so she can not work from Britain. That is my read. Because the cart still has to move. The school bell does not wait for a restock. So Downing Street did not get a heads up. Education Secretary Lucy Powell found out on social media like everybody else. She had not been told by Number 10. Invictus officer David Wiseman told Radio 4 that Harry mentioned missing the UK to him, and Wiseman took it as sentimentality. Harry
was already building a packing list, so it seems.
YouGov asks Britain a simple question: should they come back? And 21% said yes. So 21%. I have so many questions to ask about that. 33%, Illuminati confirmed, said no. And 45% said they were not sure, or maybe they don't care. Oh, yeah, that is interesting to say the least. But now look at the people who spent 6 years selling that Freedom Flight. The Sausage Squad, the sausages, built a whole identity on Brexit as a moral escape. Britain was racist. The palace was unbearable. The press was dangerous. America was the future. Oprah was gospel. Spare was gospel as well. They called the country a salty island, and they called the critics deranged. The idols are packing for that island as we speak. So on X, they are splitting in public. One camp says Meghan would never choose this, that California had her glowing. I don't know what kind of glowing people mean, but I'm not here to judge. That Harry is dragging her into a country that already hates her. I mean, I'm not here to defend anybody, but I don't think that people hate Meghan. I think that people simply don't care much about her by this point. We are only pointing out the hypocrisy of the freedom stuff, the coming back. Another camp on X refuses to blame the couple at all, so they punch. Can you guess who? They punch Prince William instead, as if he's to blame for this. And a third camp, the ones who already walked away, say some of these fans only loved her on the condition that she stayed out of Britain. That was the deal, being the courageous, the rebel, not the rogue. I am the rogue. So she stays gone. They would have stayed loyal, but she books a school in the UK, and there's no deal left, no loyalty left. So I will not put their usernames on your screen. The contradiction is the story. They sold a prison break. The couple is signing a lease in the UK right now, which brings us to the sentence he cannot unsay. Harry lost his challenge over UK security. He sat down with the BBC after that loss and said he could not see a world in which he would bring his wife and children back to Britain. Safety was the sticking point. And the Home Office still does not give private individuals the automatic armed detail that working royals get. Protection inside a royal residence is a different bucket, and they are not moving into a royal residence. So Prime Minister Andy Burnham was asked on camera whether taxpayers pay for this, and he said, and I quote, "Well, this is a private matter. It's a matter for Harry and for Meghan, and we wish them well in the moves that they are making," end of quote. So the Home Office repeated the usual line. Ravik decides. The system is rigorous and proportionate. They will not discuss individuals. And the Express, working off the Mail, floats a number, £5 million a year. That is an estimate, not a confirmed budget. And former Met Royalty Protection head Di Davis says a resident family changes the review. A solo prince on a short visit is one thread picture. A household, a school run, a private postcode is another. So Davis is not promising Harry the detail. He's saying the committee has to look again. His request for taxpayer-funded protection stands refused. So he still does not have the automatic detail. But he's moving the household anyway. Ilsa Anderson, who used to speak for the late Queen, told Radio 4 the public will not like paying for two non-working royals while people struggle with bills. That is truly scandalous. But Burnham already dogged that fight. He said that it's a private matter. He wishes them well. So
The man who said he would not bring the family without state guns, Harry, is bringing his family. So somebody, I don't know who, but somebody's going to write a check. The papers are already arguing about whose name is on it. And once that house exists, look at the brother who still does not take the call. The Telegraph and the Sun say the Prince and Princess of Wales have been informed. The King is at Balmoral for the summer. The Sunday call lands there, apparently. Charles gets more time with the grandchildren in a private capacity. That is great, indeed. I'm not gonna be petty about that. That is great. William gets a former working spare and a Duchess with a camera parked outside London with a school run in the same country as his own. So nobody walks out on the steps together. William just gets a memo, and that's it. Peter Hunt, speaking to the Press Association, did not dress it up. He said the surprise return leaves William stunned. I mean, it's understandable. That is... I predicted that, but I guess that William thought that people like me were just rumors. It's just, you know, that the Royal Nostradamus, that doesn't exist. Well, in the short term, Harry can deepen the track with his father. In the long term, Britain gets the prospect of two Kurts, Williams and Harrys. Hunt also said Harry's presence makes it harder for his brother to dock a reconciliation, although I would not blame William to stay away from Harry as long as he wants. I wouldn't want Harry anywhere near the Wales family. That is my opinion, and I'm sure that many of you agree with me. Page 6 put Tom Sykes on the record. He called the move a huge slap in the face for William, and he said it creates serious risks for the monarchy. But on the other hand, we are talking about, as Burnham said, private matters. What does William have to do with this? If Harry and Meghan want to come back to the UK as private citizens, who can stop them? But yeah, the question remains. Are there no checks written? Are no taxpayer money being used to protect them and their kids? Legit questions. I mean, I am not in the UK. I don't live in the UK. I am not an UK citizen. I still have that question, and many people have that question as well. Page 6 sources sold a warmer motive. Being closer to Charles. Children building family relationships. I think that is good as well. So many times we have said that these children are so far away from their cousins. Not anymore. So that is the version you brief when you want the headline to sound like that story. The Wales version is mostly logistics. They just were told, and that's it. They are not hosting. There's no meeting. There's no reconciliation. Olive Branch, none of that. They are not offering Windsor. They're not putting the sausages back on the balcony. Thank God. So Harry gets the school, the private house, and the king's door on a personal footing. He does not get any job, any palace, or any brother's diary. The sausages can call that a win. The country already took a poll, and the brother already got the memo. But let me know what you think about this in the comments. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue. Much love and bliss.